What the Trump administration is currently doing day by day throughout American cities is so vile and indefensible. Neighbors being chased and wrestled to the ground, folks being asked to show their papers, that Americans en masse are getting fed up. We've got some new data to show you tonight. Take, for example, Los Angeles. This whole week was filled with masked, heavily armed officers of ICE and Border Patrol rolling up on flea markets, Home Depot parking lots, Walmarts, even Dodger Stadium in search of immigrants to arrest. In fact, there has been no unrest in L.A. for over a week, none whatsoever. And yet Trump still has thousands of Marines and National Guard soldiers patrolling the streets. Today, Trump was gloating over an appellate court decision that, for now, allows him to continue to deploy California's National Guard to L.A. over the repeated objections of Governor Gavin Newsom. Also today, Vice President J.D. Vance traveled to L.A. to take his tour of the city. This is, a week and a half or more after the burning of the Waymos that precipitated the sending in the troops. That's the guy, you'll remember, spread the lie that migrants in Ohio were eating animals off the street last year. And he used his remarks moments ago to spread the lie that California is a leftist rogue state that deserves the police state treatment.
We have a public official in Gavin Newsom and Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass, who over the past few years have actively encouraged illegal migration into this community. When I saw this city, when I was driving through to come to this FBI building, all I could think about is what a great American city Los Angeles is, and what a great tragedy it is that we have allowed illegal immigration and rioting to destroy, I think, one of the great gems of the American family.
Oh, really? That's what went through your head as you drove in your huge security cordon to go to the FBI building 2 weeks after some people burned a few Waymos? Thanks for that profound take on L.A., Mr. Vice President. By the way, amazing moment. He called the senator from California, Alex Padilla, Jose Padilla, today during that press conference. Also took no questions from local reporters. Mayor Karen Bass is expected to respond to the vice president at a press conference in this hour. We'll tell you what she says when that happens. But here's the thing, to put it simply. What the Trump administration is doing right now, what Stephen Miller and Donald Trump are doing, is gross. And it's also not working. Because what they're attempting is a kind of confidence game to mask the weakness of what they're doing. Because guess what? People hate this. I mean, J.D. Vance, one of the most cravenly cynical figures I've ever seen in American life, loves to spend a lot of time congratulating himself for looking out for the interests of U.S. citizens, while his straw men foes allegedly don't care about Americans. But what have we seen in L.A., really, Mr. Vice President? We've seen video after video of American citizens and their friends and their family and their neighbors, the people that are part of American citizens' lives, being ordered to present their papers and being grabbed and wrestled to the ground and detained, including elected officials. That guy, Alex Padilla, not Jose, Mr. Vice President. And we keep seeing Americans non-violently confronting those masked, armed agents wherever they go. Like employees of a Walmart that was raided in L.A. County on Tuesday. One of them recorded his colleague, again, a U.S. citizen, right? An American, in good standing, Mr. Vance, getting shoved, then swarmed, and then arrested for allegedly punching the masked agents who swarmed him.
What is he doing? He's a hard-working boy. Hey, we're taking this. I'm giving this.
Dude, chill. I'm not doing. Hey, what the dude? You can't be doing that. This is my civil right. I can record you if I want. Hey, yo, what the look?
Put it in the car. Put it in the car.
Hey, these are illegal citizens, you pieces of you.
Put it in the car. Put it in the car.
Hey, what the is wrong with you guys? Look.
Now, what ICE wants you to believe is that the unarmed man in the blue vest was the aggressor in that video, in that incident, not the dozens of heavily armed men in war camo, okay? Even the Los Angeles Fox affiliate pointed out the Walmart security video showed no punches. And we've seen more scenes like this, scene that nearly replicated in a raid at the Hollywood Home Depot.
Come on, get back
back on the sidewalk!
You guys have no right. Bounty hunters only, not real. You guys have to identify yourself, who you are.
They're coming to us, so we're over here.
I don't want you there. You guys
You're coming to us. You're coming to us. Yeah, I know, but we're coming
We are
to us.
recording. We're right here. We're recording.
You know what? Americans have a right to do that in this free country. American citizens have a right to do that. They have a right to not be roughed up by masked men holding long guns. You know, even the country's most popular pro-Trump podcaster, Joe Rogan, much has been made about his support for Donald Trump during the campaign, made a pretty important point this week that American voters, the vast majority of them, did not vote for this.
If the Trump administration, if they're running and they said, we're going to go to Home Depot and we're going to arrest all the people at Home Depot, we're going to go to construction sites and we're going to just like tackle people at constructions, I don't think anybody would have signed up for that. They said, we're going to get rid of the criminals and the gang members first, right? And now we're seeing like Home Depots get raided. Like, that's crazy.
It is crazy. I mean, that's what Stephen Miller wants. He wants to construct a police state so as to abduct, incarcerate, and deport 13 million people. And yet, despite all the protests from every part of the political spectrum, Trump's Border Patrol is making propaganda videos of its armed agents locking and loading for warfare in full military fatigues and body armor en masse to raid a suburban flea market and ask patrons where they are from. Again, the administration thinks all this plays to Trump's strengths. I mean, you can see, like, Stephen Miller, like, popping a vein in his head of how much he enjoys this. Yet get this, ready? Trump's polling on immigration, historically one of his strongest issues, genuinely a huge strength during the campaign, there's no question. It's nosediving. Quinnipiac poll earlier this month showed Trump underwater by 11 points on immigration. 54% disapprove. And when you narrow the question down to Trump's deportation policy, the numbers are even worse for him. He is underwater by 16 points. Those polls were taken before Trump moved Marines and National Guard in Los Angeles, but every major poll since then, from NBC News, from Reuters, shows the same trend. Voters are rejecting Trump's police state because it is un-American. And it's not just, localized to Los Angeles. These scenes are playing on local television every night across the country. Here's one in Chicago, where 2 American soldiers, again, American citizens, volunteered to physically protect their mother from ICE.
We hear stories of people showing up for standard case checkups only to find themselves taken into custody by ICE agents. 2 members of the National Guard, seen here, decided to accompany their mother to her Chicago immigration appointment.
We fear that she might get taken into custody. There's been reports of that. They get a text or an appointment. They have to come in, and they end up getting detained.
Putting their own bodies in front of their mom in uniform to prevent her from being snatched by the secret police. Now, that's the same thing, by the way, that New York City Controller Brad Lander was doing for migrants in the city when federal agents roughed him up and cuffed him this week. Similar activities are now being bolstered by the first U.S. bishop appointed by Pope Leo, Michael Pham, who came to this country as a refugee from Vietnam when he was 13, sent a letter to fellow priests in Southern California encouraging them to show up in federal buildings today, World Refugee Day, and support immigrants in their immigration hearings. According to reporters in San Diego, due to Bishop Pham's presence in the courtroom, cases of immigrants today were effectively postponed. Unless you think this same sentiment isn't rampant among normies, consider the fact that one of America's top professional wrestlers, Brody King, showed up to a match in Mexico City Wednesday night wearing a tank top that said "Abolish ICE." I'm going to say this slowly and clearly because it's important, and there's a lot of misdirection on this. Donald Trump and Stephen Miller are on the wrong side of public opinion on this, and they're losing badly in the court of public opinion. Their answer, as always, is to up the ante. More shows of force, more masked agents, more lies. But the more they lean into the cruelty, the less popular it all is.